This is Grace Walker here with
Sophie Fernandez
in the Barrow Media Center, March 17th, 2010. Please say your name and when you attended or worked at Barrow.
My name is Evan McGown, and I went to Barrow. Hold on, I gotta figure it out. I was born in 82. I started here when I was probably 5 or 6. So 88 through, what, 93? 94?
What was a typical day like when you went to school here at Barrow?
The typical day was, what I remember was driving up, getting dropped off in the morning. I remember it being cold, you know, the breath in the air. And then there would always be the, what do you call them, the patrol safety guards?
Yeah, we still have those.
You still have them?
Mm-hmm.
They still wear the bright orange belt?
Yeah.
And there's a badge on it? Is there a badge on it still?
Yeah.
Right, little sash. Yeah, so they would open the car doors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then say good morning. And then you walk in the door, someone would hold the door. Same deal?
Yeah, very much.
Then we come in, and then there would be... Wait, what? I can't remember. There would be something in the morning, Pledge of Allegiance. Y'all still do that?
Yeah.
I guess you're required to do that by law. So we did that. And then the day, I remember moving through the halls. We would go through different halls. The yellow hall was the art hall. The lunchroom was downstairs. Same. And that's what I remember. And I remember recess. That was my favorite part of the whole day was recess.
That's another part of the question. What did students do for fun at recess?
What is this for fun? Well, I had a memory walking up here, which was on the playground. The playground used to be a lot different. And one of the coolest things was there was honeysuckle growing on the fence. It's not there anymore. I just looked this morning. But the honeysuckle, and I remember we would always pull out the honeysuckle and suck on it because it was real sweet, you know? And so I remember we'd do that a lot. I remember we'd swing a lot. I even remember a game of, like, spin the bottle. You know what that game is?
Yeah.
I think it was kind of out of the sight of the teachers. Yeah. That's what we would do. We just run around and play.
Well, you sort of already answered this question, but what did you enjoy about school?
I really like the people, and I like, looking back on it, I really, really value and enjoy the diversity of people. Like, because of family housing being nearby. Like, one of my best friends was from Israel. One of my best friends was from Venezuela. Trying to think. A couple of my best friends were from Korea. So it was really diverse and fun. And the teachers, some of the teachers I had were really good. So it was a good experience.
Well, what were your favorite, Barrow traditions?
I think the one that sticks out the most is at Christmas. Y'all still do this? There's a big Christmas tree in the rotunda.
Yeah.
And everyone gathers around in their halls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sing around the tree.
Sing around the tree.
Yeah.
I love that. And I loved the year-end closing ritual. I remember there was one right here. There's a stage we put right there. It was like graduation or something. Mm-hmm. And I remember them playing a song and me being really emotional when I was about to leave to go to middle school. It was the Stevie Wonder song. What was it? What about a friend? Can't remember. Can't think of how it goes.
Yeah. What are your favorite memories of stories at Barrow?
All right. So I don't know if this really happened at Barrow, I may have dreamed it. Because I've asked people and they've been like, no, that didn't happen, Evan. But this is what I remember. Do you ever have experiences like that where you're
Yeah,
not sure if you
I've had
dreamed it
lots
or
of
if it's
those.
real and you swear it's real?
I feel like I was like really little and I asked my mom, she's like, what?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So this is one of those. So here's what happened. We were out on the playground out here to the, what is that? That would be northwest of the media center, I guess, right here. And suddenly everyone started screaming, panic screaming. And what had happened was a bull, a huge bull, had escaped from the Coliseum where they house the livestock right across the street, and had escaped and come, and it was like running around the playground while all the kids are at recess. So I remember climbing to the top of the playground and looking down at this huge bull, and all the kids were climbing on the playground, and the teachers were freaking out and trying to call, and it was crazy, but it's so fun and cool, you know? I was like, wow, this is exciting. So that was one.
What were there any like historical events that happened when you're at Barrow? I mean, you probably weren't there too long.
I can't remember any ones that really stand out. I think the one that happened was, I think Persian Gulf. There's a war happened while I was at Barrow. I remember that.
How was your time at Barrow influenced in your life now? Years or jobs?
It's a good question. Well, I'm an educator now. And I think that part of my passion for education came from some of the good teachers here. They would do really crazy things. Like one of my teachers would, if we read enough books, she would promise to dance on top of the tables. Do any of your teachers still do that?
Teacher takes a hip hop class and promised
Nice.
for a talent show she would do a hip hop thing.
Awesome. That's so cool. Yes, I remember her dancing on top. And then the other thing she did is she said, if you read enough books, I'll eat the hottest pepper you can bring me. So she did that, you know. And I remember Harry Sims, who was just over here. He was my 5th grade teacher. And I remember him getting me interested in science by telling me things that basically weren't true. Like he had blue blood and that he was an alien. So there's like creative approaches to get a kid to think, you know, and to ask questions and to go for it. That was what I think it's really stuck with me, you know, that sense of fun for working with young youth.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share about your time at Barrow with us?
Other stories or
I remember really vividly field day. Y'all still have field day? I remember that was super fun. And the talent show, y'all do the talent show still?
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
We have some really wild things that people do sometimes.
That's awesome.
What kind of activities did you
I do.
Like games.
We had different activities that would give us little slips of paper that would, and then we had teams and whoever got the most. So there were relay races, like the one with the bat where you spin around and you get real dizzy and then you run. There were water balloon tosses. Oh, and you know what I remember? Something happened while I was here. Where do y'all run the mile now?
Well,
Do you run a mile for PE?
for PE. We have a thing called the Barrow Boogie now, which is a race
Okay.
that a fundraiser for the school.
Oh, cool.
And
You
I
don't run the mile
remember,
anymore,
like
huh?
in second grade.
We have before on the Georgia track.
Yeah,
Right.
in second
Oh,
grade
so you did do
sometimes,
that.
or like second and third. Sometimes, if for a treat, you go out there.
Well, what I remember was we had, in PE, we had this thing called the Presidential Award or the National Award. which was like if you were very fit, you got an award. And I never got one, but I always wanted to get one. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is? He's like the big actor who's like, I am a big man. Look at my muscles. You know who I'm talking about? He's now the governor of California.
Who played in the Terminator?
Yeah, the Terminator.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
That guy.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger was like the proponent of that because he was like this buff guy, and he was like, let's get healthy, So, it was all about this thing. So we'd have to run the mile. We'd have to do how many pull-ups we could do, which I couldn't hardly do any. How much we could stretch. There's all these like measurements of how fit we were. So y'all don't have that anymore?
No.
So we would run. Really?
We have tests that sort of do our grade, like how fit we are and stuff. Yeah.
All right. There you go. So anyways, I remember we'd run the mile out here on the playground, back here where the ball field is.
Yeah.
We'd run like 20-something laps around that to equal a mile. And I remember one day when it was like, okay, we're going to go to the UGA track, and it was this huge deal. It's the first time ever. And my friend, who was a really fast runner, Daniel Eli Kelso, he wore like sandals to school or something. So he ran the track barefoot and broke the record for the school's fastest mile running barefoot on the UGA track. I know, I was totally stoked. So that was cool.
Well,
What else you got? Is that it?
well, we have a little bit more. Do you remember the principal when you were there?
Yeah, the principal is Miss Wright. I think she's retired now. Who's your principal now? Oh yeah, I met him. Yeah. Cool.
Has the school building changed at all since you were here at Barrow?
Yeah, for sure. There's more buildings. There's less playground. The honeysuckles are gone, which is sad to me. Yeah, this whole new complex with the cafeteria, there's a whole wing that wasn't there before.
Did you have the gym?
Yeah, we had the gym. It was there. We used to do, what do you call it? Like school plays, musicals. Y'all still do
We
those?
still do that. Yeah.
Do you perform them in the gym? Yeah, that was fun. I remember.
Assemblies and other things like that.
Yeah, we did assemblies too. Yeah, that's right.
We were looking through the scrapbooks, and it looked like there were a lot more trees. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we call it the sunny playground, but it looked pretty shady when, like, I guess you were around there. So yeah.
That's right. Yeah, there were more trees, and that's a trend that's happening right now. Is less nature for kids. But we're going to turn that around.
Yeah.
We are. Oh, one other thing to mention is that one thing I always had a source of pride about was there's a little garden out there, and it's still there. It's modified, and it's over by the
Front of the school.
by the front of the school.
Yeah.
And it's somewhere, if you can find it, there's a plaque, and it says the Dot Foster Garden. And she was my great aunt. And she used to work here, like way back when. And so she made this garden because she loves irises. And I think you'll probably still see irises blooming out there today. I'm not sure. But those were planted by my great aunt, Dot Foster. And I was always like, that's my family, I was always proud of that.
That's great.
Yeah, it makes me really happy when the flowers are starting to bloom and I can just walk in to the school and see a bunch of flowers.
Yeah.
Where do you see them blooming?
Right in front of that garden mostly. Yeah. Different colors. Seen some purple ones, yellow ones. Right now the yellow ones are blooming up. Yeah. Yeah. So, how many years were you at Barrow?
I was here from kindergarten to 5th grade, so that's 6 years.
A long time. Do you remember your first day at kindergarten?
Sort of.
There we go.
Yeah.
Not so much. But I remember that. Well, it's not even worth saying. You know what I remember about kindergarten?
What?
was I used to always love to go to Peking restaurant and on the Atlanta Highway.
Yeah.
And I went there one night with my family, and I got a fortune cookie, and there was no fortune in it.
Oh.
And I was so sad, you know. So the owner, who's friends with my mom, gave me a huge trash bag full of fortune cookies, and he was like, "Here, take this to school with you tomorrow." So I brought it to school, and I gave out fortune cookies to everybody, and we all read our fortunes. I was really excited about that. All right, great.
Thanks for coming.
All right, hold on. I got one more thing to say. You know the coolest thing about Barrow?
What?
The layout of it? It's like a mandala. There's a center rotunda with light coming in. And then there's all these different colored wings that come off of it, like a symmetrical organism, like an octopus or a spider or a mandala. You know, you see in religions all around the world the center spoke like a bike wheel, and then all these things coming off of it,
Yeah.
like a sun.
Yeah.
You know? And the way that the school is built like that, I think is really rare. When I've looked at other schools, and it's really cool.
We have our middle piece in our little race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and you progress as you grow up. You progress through the different colors and
Yeah, the different hallways. We're like, let's go down the blue hallway, the yellow hallway, the
right.
pink.
Yeah, and everyone has a different feeling and a different energy.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So I love that. Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for having me. Bye.